So my analogy. Again, the episode's called Don't React, Respond. So, for example, like choosing to make light out of a situation. So reacting. Okay, we'll start with reacting. Reacting, you stub your toe. You hear hard news that you weren't ready for, that you gotta wait a whole nother freaking month to start PT potentially, and only hope that you're starting PT in another month. You stub your toe. You feel a lot of pain one day, or like you're just frustrated. You have a moment of frustration. Yes, that happens. Reaction. A reaction would be like cursing or just like, like, this is frustrating, like, I can't believe this is happening, blah, blah, blah. And then getting into that frustration spiral that you don't want to get into because it's not going to help you. It's not constructive. That could be a reaction, or you can respond to it. You can choose to make light out of it, to come out better. Choose to use that situation to make yourself better. Think about, okay, cool, like, all right, so I heard some hard news. That's okay. It could always be worse. I'm going to continue to work on my goals to get abs. I'm going to continue to, work on getting the strength back so that by the time I can put my foot down on the ground and all that good stuff and be safe with that, I can start doing pistols again and beat my old numbers. All that stuff. Just things to keep growing you. Things that'll give you something to look for in the future, and things that you can grow yourself in now, in this moment, in this state. My analogy, I'm going to call it the spirit scale, meaning like high spirits versus low spirits. So, bear with me here because it's all going to come together in a second. Scale is just in general, it's the spirit scale, right? So you got here, it's like a teeter-totter. You got one side, you got the other side, right? So this is you, myself, for example. So this is me, and this is me as in like the situation that I'm in, right? The physically crippled state. This is what I choose to focus on. What can grow me, what can make me better, the things that I'm growing myself in, right? So these are two, like, let's just say like they were like buckets or something, right? And then you got the scale here. So it's one, boom, cool, follow, dope. So we got those two. It's up to me from the outside, right, to choose what bucket I fill, because my energy is going to go into something. It's going to go into one or the other. There's no other place for it to go, right? It's going to go into me in the situation, or other things that ideally would be constructive. So we're going to call this one the constructive bucket. So we got the two. So I've noticed in myself that if there's moments where I'm like more recently having frustration, it's because I'm looking at myself too much. I'm putting too much emphasis on myself. So here's this guy getting bigger, right? So this is me thinking too much. Imagine it's just a big circle. It's me thinking too much about the situation, me getting frustrated, getting into that spiral, and that happens more and more often, right? So as that's happening, this is going down. So my spirit scale is going down, right? Yeah. And then this one's here, small, so big, boom. If I were to do the flip side and do the constructive thing, which is to focus on making myself better, I'm, focusing on the positives, thinking about what I'm going to get out of this, thinking about how much stronger I'm going to be mentally, thinking about how I can inspire people in this situation. This gets bigger, boom, but wait, here's me, here's my spirits going way, way up as this is coming down, because this is catapulting. Having the weight of something that's going to be constructive and helpful is literally catapulting my spirits up. Boom. Like, thank you, God, because that was a great analogy that he gave me, because it's so true. If I focus on myself, of course I'm like, my spirits are going to go down because I'm looking at myself way too much. Meanwhile, nothing's getting filled in here. If I'm focusing on me too much, me in this situation, me having to walk around with these stupid sticks, which could be worse. I could be in a chair on bed rest. There's a lot worse, so I'm glad that it's not. But just for the purpose of an example, if I'm focusing on me and my situation, boom, way down, right? Little up here. Nothing's getting done up here. Nothing's getting constructive. Think about what I can do to make myself better, make people around me better, all this stuff. Academics getting better, getting A's, killing it on presentations. Boom. Spirit, me, still me, but it's not defined by the situation anymore, right? My spirits are going way up here. So I hope that was helpful to somebody out there. Then the other thing that I've been doing to get constructive, which is just for fun, it's not done yet, and I usually don't like to show paintings that I'm not finished with yet, but I'm actually pretty proud of this one, and it's from my own head, is this painting right here. So that's last night after all the craziness. I came home, I painted for 4 hours. I didn't do anything. I just was like, I caught up with my academics. Like, there's stuff I could do, but like, I really need to just de-stress, just not think about anything, just be at peace, have some godly time, just listen to music, anything. So that's what I did, and I was literally like, all right, we're just gonna paint. Like, this is what we're doing right now. So I started this guy, which again, pretty excited about. It's supposed to be some like California mountains back here, and then obviously the coastline going here. We've got some wet sand, and so this is one of my ways that I'm constructive, and it's helping a lot. And it's also making me really not want to do homework. All I want to do when I come back home is paint now. I hope that was enjoyable / helpful. And yep, as usual, if there's any stories that you guys have or any thoughts or things that you think should be talked about in the future, be happy to take requests and share stories. I love it. Love inspiring people. Love being inspired. So yeah, let's all grow together. Till next time, we are one step closer.